अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। यस बेटा, हाउ आर यू?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सर, आपका क्या हाल है?
You have missed the yesterday's topic, is it? Yes boy.
जी सर, क्या पूछ रहे हैं आप?
कल आपने क्लास मिस कर दी थी?
जी सर, वो दरअसल वो सीआई का रिजल्ट आया था तो वो एक इनविटेशन पे जाना था, पार्टी थी।
और कल की क्लास बहुत तूने गंदी मिस कराई है कल की। खैर रिकॉर्डिंग मंगवा लें इनसे अब।
जी सर, मैं वो कह दिया उनसे।
Okay, my dear students. So today we are going to discuss with the past papers related to the identification of the ions. ठीक है? सबसे पहले P4 में जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं मैं आप लोगों के साथ वो शेयर कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है जी, एंड देन वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इट. So let me send it to the group. वालेकुम अस्सलाम. किधर से आज आपने इतने दिन गायब रही हो बेटा? एग्जाम का था तो तुमने बहुत चीजें मिस कराई. आ जाओ यार, आगे आ जाओ, आज क्वेश्चन करने हैं. ज्वाइन कर लो आप भी बेटा, आ जाओ. मैं आप लोगों की तरफ कर रहा हूँ, आगे आ जाओ. Okay, my dear students, so today we are going to start with one of the very important things. Yesterday we have done with the identification of ions. Okay, so let me discuss it with you. मैं आप लोगों के साथ एक स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ. So in paper, these type of the question they always come. ये इस तरह के questions जो हैं वो papers में आते हैं. If you see, they have got 8 marks, sometimes 10 marks, sometimes 12 marks, okay, and sometimes 7 marks, so like that. तो ये इस तरह के questions paper में आते हैं. So what is the way to attempt all these questions? Okay, so have a look up here. Everybody just focus up here. We are going to discuss the answer relating to it. Okay. First of all, it has got the 3 columns: test, observation and conclusion. Okay, आ जाओ यार, जल्दी करो, चेयर के ऊपर इधर बैठ जाओ, अपनी कॉपी पकड़ के आ जाओ, स्पीड मारो जरा. Test? No my dear, we are going to discuss the answers, questions, past paper questions. नजर आ रहा है? जी सर. Okay, so you have got the test, observation and conclusion. Okay, now keep remember my dear students, he has said you that G is a salt. G is the name of any salt. Here if he has written G is probably not a compound of transition metal, he said not a compound of transition metal. So the observation you should write a colorless solution is formed. Okay, so everybody just take the screenshots of all these things. साथ साथ screenshots लेते जाएं, या जो बच्चे देख रहे हैं वो उसको लिखते जाएं, because मैंने इसको रब करके आगे जाते जाने हैं जी. Okay, so please take the screenshots ताकि आप लोग इसको बाद में जो है वो आराम से पढ़ते जाओ कि ये क्या सर ने लिखा था. The second thing, अगर यहाँ पे लिखा होता कि G is probably a compound of transition metal, अगर ये लिखा होता तो इसके सामने आपने क्या लिखना था? इसके सामने लिखना था a थोड़ी देर बाद आ जाए, मैं ये बस थोड़ी देर में खत्म कर रहा हूँ, थोड़ी देर के बाद प्लीज। ओ लेवल चल रही है। So here you should write a colored solution is formed. So my dear, keep remember, ये दो चीजें हमेशा एक दूसरे के सामने आएंगी. If they are going to say you that it is not a compound of transition metal, not a compound of transition metal, so you should write a colorless solution is formed. और अगर उसने लिखा हो कि it's a compound of transition metal, so you should write a colored solution is formed. You got it? So this should be the language when you are going to write down the answer. Everybody clear? ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट सोए हुए हो सारे यार, यस नो तो कर दो.
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. ही आप इतनी तकलीफ करते हैं, मैं आपका एहसान नहीं उतार पाऊंगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच. ओके माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट. सेकंड जो कॉलम होता है मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, in the second column he is saying to the first part aqueous sodium hydroxide is added. So I have told you these are the tests for positive ions. Okay, so he has written up here white precipitate is formed. So I have told you white precipitate could be formed of the three ions. Which ions are they? The first one is Al plus 3, the second one that is Ca plus 2, the third one that is Zn plus 2. Okay, so here aluminium he has written, you should write up here calcium plus 2 and Zn plus 2. And the second thing he has written, an excess of aqueous sodium hydroxide is added, the white precipitate dissolves. So I have told you for aluminium you should learn the word Psi, for calcium you should learn the word In, for zinc you should learn the word Sus. Okay, so this is the column for sodium hydroxide and this is the column for aqueous ammonia. So soluble, so he said dissolved, so dissolved thing is soluble, so these are aluminium and zinc. So here you should write aluminium and the second thing you should write up here, that is zinc. You got it guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next thing, have a look up here. Now in the second part he has added aqueous ammonia. So aluminium forms a white precipitate, so you should write up here a white precipitate is formed. Maybe my spelling would be wrong, so don't worry, please make precipitate accurate spellings. A white precipitate is formed. And the second thing I have told you, for aluminium you should learn the word Psi. So S for soluble, I for insoluble. So insoluble means the white precipitate are insoluble in excess. So you should write the white precipitate are insoluble in excess. And for this observation you should write up here again this thing, the presence of Al plus 3 in G is confirmed. So for each observation you should write the conclusion. Okay, everybody got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, my dear. Okay, the next thing, if you look up here, he said up here G contains nitrate ions. So yesterday I have told you for the test of nitrate ions. Now have a look up here. There is a continuity. Have a look up here. He said to the first part. Okay, and in the second column he written to the second part. Now here in the D part you should write to the third part. This is the continuity. Okay, and for nitrate ions I have told you what the things should be added: aqueous sodium hydroxide and aluminium foil added and heated gently. I have told you yesterday the test for nitrate ions, you take the aqueous solution of salt, add aqueous sodium hydroxide and aluminium foil inside it, heat it gently. What would have happened? a gas produced turns moist red litmus paper blue, and that gas is actually ammonia gas. So your anion, that is being confirmed. You got it? So just take the screenshot now. I'm going to move to the second question. So the question is complete up here. Yes, beta? Anybody wants to? Okay, guys. Now we are going to move. The next last thing he has asked you, what is the name of the salt? So the name of salt you could make, my dear. Here aluminium is present, here nitrate is present. So you should join all of them. Al plus 3, NO3 minus 1. So plus minus cancelled, 1 will come up here, 3 will come up here. So the formula would be AlNO3 whole thrice. So this is the name of the salt G. You got it? This is the formula of salt G. In the last question, he is going to ask you the formula of the salt. Okay, guys, this is the second question. Everybody just read it and let me know what should I write in the observation. Come on. What should I write? Thank you so much. Because here he said not a compound of transition metal. So here you should write a colorless solution is formed. And if he has written a colored compound is formed, you should, if he has written transition metal is present, you should write a colored solution is formed. You got it? Okay, now move to the next thing, beta. So he said calcium ions are present. So for calcium ion, my dear, if you add a sodium hydroxide, the white precipitate is formed. Okay, and for calcium, I have told you, you should learn the word in. I for insoluble. So the white precipitate are insoluble in excess. Insoluble in excess. You got it, guys? Okay, and here you should write the observation again. B may contain. You should write all the things which form the white precipitate. Al plus 3, Ca plus 2, and zinc plus 2 ions. And in the next thing, he has, because for aluminium, Psi, for calcium, N, and for zinc, Sus. So only insoluble precipitate are of calcium. So that is why white precipitate is insoluble. So it's calcium now. You got it? Okay,
Yes,
guys. The next thing for calcium, I have told you, you should learn this thing IN. Okay, and for no precipitate form. So here, when you add aqueous sodium hydroxide, no precipitate is formed. No precipitate is formed. Okay. Next is the fluoride ion test. So here the continuity is to the second part. Here you should write to the third part. And for fluoride ion, what the things you should add? Dilute nitric acid and aqueous silver nitrate. Okay. So what would happen if the chloride is present? White precipitate is formed. I have told you yesterday in the anions test. Everybody got it, beta?
Yes.
yes, sir.
सर इस क्वेश्चन का फॉर्मेट ऐसा ही होता है, सेम ही होता है?
हर पेपर में यही फॉर्मेट है. ये मैंने डिफरेंट जगहों से क्वेश्चंस उठाए हुए हैं. आप कोई भी पेपर 4 निकाल लें, सबका फॉर्मेट ऐसा ही होगा. हर एक में सेम चीजें दी हुई हैं. ये देखें जी, अब ये थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट आया है. यहाँ पे देखें, उसने लिखा है अ कलर सॉल्यूशन इज फॉर्म्ड. सॉल्ट का नाम M है. सो व्हाट शुड यू राइट अप हियर? M contains ट्रांजिशन मेटल. ठीक है जी. Okay, Fe+2 forms which color precipitate? Green precipitate. So you should write up here green precipitate is formed. Okay. So just open up your cations test. You can see it up there. If you have got the copies, just open up whatever I told you. Fe+2, it forms the green precipitate. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. And if you see Fe+2, I have written I in front of it. I for insoluble, I for insoluble. So it means the green precipitate are insoluble in excess. So here you should write green precipitate is insoluble in excess. You got it? Can I move further?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Now the next thing, he has given you the ammonium ion. Ammonium ion, I have told you, when you heat the solution by adding sodium hydroxide, a gas is released. So here you should write a gas with pungent smell.
From moist.
Yeah, pungent smell produced turns moist red litmus paper blue. Here you should write all this stuff. And for sulfate ion, if you see the continuity where he has written here, he has only written to the first part. There is no second part written. So in the C part, you should write to the second part. Okay. And for sulfate, my dear, what the things should be added? Dilute nitric acid and aqueous. Come on, guys. Barium nitrate
Barium nitrate.
is added. Okay. And what would happen? White precipitate is formed. You got it?
Yes.
Everybody got it, beta?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so these types of the questions, they always come, my dear, in the papers. So you always have to focus on these questions. Okay, and you should know how to solve them. Okay, so the last thing of the chapter we are going to start. Okay, anybody has got the classified papers with you? Anyone? Classified papers. It's not the topical, it's the classified paper. These are the topical orange color booklet. Anyone has got it? Yeah,
सर जरा कैमरे में भी दिखा दें सर.
सॉरी मेरे पास नहीं है यार, मैं तुम लोगों से पूछ रहा हूँ.
अच्छा अच्छा.
Anyone has got it?
Sir, P4.
नहीं यार, तो एक बुकलेट होती है, ठीक है, एक तो टॉपिकल होती है ना, एक क्लासिफाइड पेपर होती है, ऑरेंज कलर की बुकलेट.
अनसॉल्व्ड होती है, बायोलॉजी केमिस्ट्री
सबकी होती है. आपके पास है वो?
नहीं, मेरे पास बायो.
शाबाश. मैंने कहा पता नहीं है. चले खैर, एनीवेज.
मेरे पास बायो है.
Okay, guys. So the last thing of the chapter we are going to start, that is gases and their test. So gases and their tests. Okay, my dear students, there are different gases and their tests. The first one, that is hydrogen. Okay, so bring a lighted splinter. Lighted splinter mean beta माचिस की एक जलती हुई तीली जो होती है. If you matchstick, just burn it. So lighted splinter near to gas. So what would be the observation? The gas burns with a pop sound. Okay, you will hear the voice pop when the hydrogen gas that is going to burn. Okay, the second gas, that is oxygen. So oxygen test. What is the test for oxygen? Bring a glowing splinter. Near to gas. So there is a difference between glowing splinter and lighted splinter. Glowing splinter means that you just burn a matchstick and its flame that is in a proper form, it is in maximum length. So you can bring that glowing splinter near to the gas. So what the oxygen will do, it will rekindle or relights the glowing splinter. It will make the flame more higher. Okay, rekindle or relights mean the flame would become more higher when you bring a glowing splinter near to the gas, because oxygen, my dear students, it helps in burning. Yes, beta, you want to ask me something? Okay, the third gas, that is nitrogen, N2. So it's puts off का मतलब होता है बेटे बुझा देना, बंद कर देना, the glowing splinter, the burning splinter, sorry. Okay, and then number 4 gas, that is chlorine. Chlorine, that is Cl2.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, you are excused, my dear.
Sir, camera नहीं clear.
कैमरा नहीं ठीक?
That was similar होते
That's what the blur.
नहीं सर बिल्कुल ठीक आ रहा है, उसके नेट का मसला होगा।
जी जी ठीक है।
सर बिल्कुल परफेक्ट है सर।
बाकी लोगों का बेटे सही आ रहा है?
जी सर बहुत अच्छा आ रहा है।
जुनैद एक बार बेटे दोबारा से एंटर हो।
शायद मेरे कनेक्शन के साथ शायद मसला। ठीक है, ओके।
आप एक बार दोबारा से बेटा एंटर हो जाओ। Okay, my dear students, the chlorine, what is the test for chlorine? Chlorine has got the 2 tests. Okay, so everybody just listen about the chlorine. Chlorine is a gas. If you dissolve it in water, HOH, so what would happen? It is going to form HCl and HOCl. HCl, that is an acid, and HOCl, that is a bleach. Okay, so bleach makes anything white. Okay, so keep remember, my dear students, if you bring a moist wet litmus paper near to the chlorine gas, it will bleach it, it will make it white. And if you bring a moist blue litmus paper to it, it will make it, first of all, due to presence of acid, it will make it red and then bleach it. You got it? So the 2 tests up there. The first test bleaches the moist red litmus, and the second thing turns moist blue litmus into red, and then bleach it.
सर ये सेकंड पॉइंट समझ नहीं आया।
कौन सा बेटा?
सर ये जो भी अभी आप सबसे नीचे लिखा है, टर्न्स मॉइस्ट ब्लू लिटमस इनटू रेड।
Beta, I have told you chlorine, when it dissolves in water, it forms HCl due to presence of acid. HCl and acid. So if you bring a moist blue litmus paper, this acid will make it red first of all, and then this is the bleach, HOCl. This bleach will turn this red litmus into bleach, into white color.
लेकिन सर जो ऊपर वाला पॉइंट है, ब्लीच इज द मॉइस्ट रेड लिटमस, तो सर रेड लिटमस के अंदर भी तो मॉइस्ट है, HOH है, H2O। सर वो
एसिड रेड को तो कुछ भी नहीं करेगा ना यार, रेड लिटमस है तो एसिड जो है वो रेड लिटमस को तो कुछ भी नहीं करता।
ओके ठीक है सर, समझ आ गई।
So bleach only going to act on it. You got it? Okay, my dear. The next thing. Yes,
सर मतलब हम क्लोरीन गैस को टेस्ट करने के लिए पहले उसको वाटर में डिसॉल्व करेंगे?
नहीं बेटा, वाटर में क्यों डिसॉल्व करने हैं? मॉइस्ट का मतलब ही होता है गीला, पानी लगा होता है, यानी लिटमस पेपर को तुमने गीला करके गैस के रास्ते में रखना है, तो पानी लगा हुआ है, क्लोरीन गैस वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट करके ये दो चीजें बना देगी और वो उसको ब्लीच कर देंगी। मॉइस्ट का मतलब ही होता है बेटा गीला। यू गॉट इट?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the fifth one, that is ammonia gas. Ammonia is NH3. Okay, so I have told you it turns moist red litmus paper blue. Okay, and the sixth gas, that is hydrogen chloride gas. This is the HCl gas. HCl is an acidic gas, my dear. It turns moist blue litmus red. And the seventh one, that is sulfur dioxide. So SO2. So the sulfur dioxide, I have told you in the anions test. So it turns acidified potassium magnate. The formula, that is KMnO4, from purple to colorless. You got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next gas, that is carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide, its test is, it turns lime water milky. Okay, and number 9, that is methane. Methane, actually, the gas coming at in your home, which is called as the sui gas. That sui gas is actually, my dear, methane. Okay, and the test of the methane, that is, it burns. Okay, when the gas burns, the gas burns. Okay, so number 10, that is ethene. It's C2H4. So ethene, it turns it decolorize the brown color of bromine. Okay, okay, my dear students, so these are all gases. Let me check if I left anything. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, ammonia, HCl, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, methane, ethene. I don't think something is left. Okay, guys. So these are the tests for gases. Now your chapter acid, base, and salt, that has been completed. So those students who have missed that topic, you can ask the recordings from the academy. You can see the recordings.
sir.
Yes, beta.
सर ये सॉल्ट्स के बाद मतलब ये गैसेस एंड एयर टेस्ट ये अलग से मैं कल एक्चुअली मिस हो गई थी क्लास.
Sorry, no, ये gases इसके end पे थी ना. You should know about it. This is the part of it.
ओके
सर
Yes, beta.
सर मैं रिकॉर्डिंग्स मांगी हुई है लेकिन भेजी नहीं किसी ने.
भेजी नहीं बेटा, आप उनको दोबारा कहो, वो भेजेंगे। उनका
मैं
काम
दो
है,
दफा
फोन करो, पीछे पड़ जाओ।
पहले सर अब यही करूँ।
ओके
सर कल कौन सा टॉपिक स्टार्ट होगा?
कल कौन सा टॉपिक स्टार्ट होगा? कल बेटा हमें बिल्कुल स्टार्ट से शुरू करना है, मेथड्स ऑफ प्यूरिफिकेशन वाला। जी जी सब कुछ। Okay, my dear students, so our chapter of acid, base and salt that has been completed. So if you have got the topical papers with you, you should solve all the topical papers. Okay. And the second thing, in the topical paper, if you are unable to do any question, just take a screenshot of it and please send it to the group. Everybody, it's for everybody. Okay, send it on the group. We will discuss the answer relating to that question in the tomorrow's class. So we will discuss everything, whatever is difficult, whatever you find difficult in acid, bases and salts. Okay. So now today, my dear, we are going to start with the next chapter. I think shall we start it? Have you got the time? No, I think it's better to start next time. Better to start next time. बेहतर है, क्योंकि मैं शुरू करूंगा तो खत्म हो जाना है, तो it's better to start the next time. Anyone has got any question relating to the आप एक काम करना, आपके पास एसिड, बेसिस और सॉल्ट है ना, ठीक है, उसमें जो जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उनकी कल स्क्रीनशॉट्स तो मुझे भेज देना। मैं कहता हूँ जितनी मर्जी हो बेटा, मैं वही कह रहा हूँ ना, मेरे पास इसकी वो क्लासिफाइड थी, वो मुझे मिल नहीं रही, मैं ढूंढता रहा, मुझे क्वेश्चंस नहीं मिले उसके। मैं इसलिए आपसे पूछ रहा था, एनीबॉडी हैज गॉट द क्लासिफाइड पेपर? Okay guys, so tomorrow we will start with the next chapter as well as the problems relating to this chapter. Okay, so have a nice time, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.